There's three very important parts to every region: the left boundary, the right boundary, and the anchor point. You can edit all of these in the sample editor, so if I drag on the left boundary, as an example, I've just made the region somewhat shorter. Now the left boundary, the anchor point, and the right boundary can really get lost when you're zoomed in tightly on the sample waveform. So to demonstrate, I'll hold the Control key and press the right arrow key to zoom in. And look at that, I'm zoomed in pretty close on the waveform now. If I want to go and try and find the anchor point, scrolling through the sample editor isn't really a very satisfying way to do it. Look, I just zoomed right past it, almost didn't even see it. There it is right there. So when you're editing in the sample editor, it's often handy to use key commands to find the left and right region boundaries and anchor point. These key commands are as follows. The left arrow key brings you to the left boundary of the region. The right arrow key brings you to the right boundary of the region. And the down arrow key brings you to the anchor point. Remember those key commands because they'll help you to quickly orientate yourself inside of the sample editor. Now I can see that this crash actually should be anchored to the timing grid right about here. This is right where the crash begins. If I zoom in a little tighter, well, probably about good enough. This is where we crossfaded between the two sounds. So the crash is right about there or maybe around here. I'm gonna have to do a little trial and error and listen to the song to find out. But the important thing is, now that I've exactly set the anchor point here in the sample editor, when I go back to my song, I can now move this audio region anywhere I want, as long as I make sure that the anchor point always lines up on a bar division, and specifically that it lines up on a bar division between phrases. I know that this crash fill is going to sound great.